Today, 307-789-3770.
No matter. MyLocalRadio.com is here for all of your 2019 Evanston Red Devil Conference soccer action. Catch the regular season online all season long as we bring you the games from across the western half of Wyoming. Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by Mountain West Business Solutions, by Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, Landmark Plumbing and Heating, Dr. McKay Frankham DDS, Uinta County School District Number 1, Joe's Modern Cleaners, Ellingford Brothers, Legal Tender Restaurant and the Best Western Dunmar Inn, The Lumber Yard, Rocky Mountain Yeti, Bear River Dental, Superior Rental and the Gun Room, T-Bar-S Body Shop, West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, MyLocalRadio.com, Wyoming Dental Specialties, Plains Tire, Evanston Regional Hospital, Cazines, Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau, Sievers Jewelers, and Flex Fitness. With the start of the match quickly approaching, let's take you to the booth.
Well, we welcome you to the match as we are underway here. Let's see how many more minutes are left here. Jake here, joined alongside Ryan Steinekert at the Bear Meadows. 20 minutes and 28 seconds by on our unofficial clock. 1-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy board already, as Kelly Walsh and Evanston doing battle here at the Bear Meadows. We had a power issue where we had a camera issue, we had a computer issue, and then we had finally a power issue, and there's a bit of a ball issue too, as it's going over into the river, and there's people trying to chase it to keep it from happening, and with varying success. Enrique Jimenez scored the first goal of the contest, and that came about 8 minutes ago by my estimation.
Yeah.
Ryan, girls lost 4-1 the final over at the middle school, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 4-1. Kelly Walsh got all four of their goals in the first half, and they came in couples. Right, they scored one at 25 and then another one at 21. Evanston answered. It was 2-1. And then right before the end of the first half, Kelly Walsh scored with 5 minutes left and then with almost 2 minutes left.
Shot just knocked out of the box. Carter Garfias hits it out, and we apologize. We're doing the absolute best we can to get this game, and our cameraman's doing his best job to get you an angle at anything but ideal field. The hump at the middle of this field is incredible. And what was it like to play on? Was it all right? Pretty bad? Yeah, I would imagine. You know, it's uneven. That cross, you got to get probably an extra 3 feet of height from that far post to get across up to the middle of the goal just to get the ground level.
Right. And this field, I mean, you can see some advantages for playing here versus Evanston City Field. It's wider, so you have that width that you want. The pitch is good because unlike at Evanston City Field, you see how much, I mean, it's still wet here, but not nearly as wet as there, where it's a flat field, almost a drainage area. And so there are a couple advantages. I don't think the grass is as nice.
The grass is a little mildewy.
Yeah.
It's a little kinked and tangled, so I think at any point you can find yourself in the middle of a really bad patch of grass. But overall, let's say it's been interesting, and if nothing else, they have a practice field for the rest of the year, and they've got a playing field for today.
Right, yeah, and it's a good thing to get out here. It caused us some issues because we had power earlier, and then that disappeared and so we had to move to the other side of the field with all the equipment, but
we did it.
Yeah.
We did it. We made it. We'll get you 60 minutes of soccer if nothing else, and I'm sure the wind.
Right.
I'm trying to angle it as best I can, but the wind is coming straight across for us, so I'm sure you can hear that on the stream as well. It's a true outdoor soccer game, one we haven't done in a couple of years. Pablo Escalante working up the far sideline, and again, cameraman doing everything he can, and he'll probably occasionally get a view of us out on the screen. We may want to back up a bit, Ryan, to help him get a better view of that. Sit down or back up, one of the two. It's a spring day, and we're treating it like that.
Oh, man, and it's a nice spring day, especially for Evanston this time of year. And I tell you, I got to admit, Jake, I really like this view from right down on the field. I feel like we're in the game almost.
I do. I wonder how our crowd feels. We should take an ad break and see. I don't know if there's anything we can do about the current angle of the camera, because I think when it comes this way, it's going to tilt.
Right.
But I'll take a look at it, but I don't think there's anything we can do. But we'll take our first ad break. We'll keep it live right here, as you can watch the game as best you can here at Bear Meadows. 1-0, Kelly Walsh on the Impact Physical Therapy board. With 17 minutes left in the first half, we imagine. I'll see if I can get an updated one for that. I see 17:08, so we're just a couple seconds ahead. I can almost get a view of that. Again, First Bank presentation of Red Devil Soccer on MyLocalRadio.com.
You're watching a First Bank presentation of Red Devil Soccer on MyLocalRadio.com.
If you're a person who enjoys comfort, affordability, and history, make sure you stay at the Best Western Dunmar Inn the next time you're in Evanston, Wyoming. In 1957, retired FBI agent Jack Dub Mills purchased the 17-unit motel referred to as the Oasis of the West that was frequented by stars like Dolly Parton and Tanya Tucker. Today, when you stay at the Best Western Dunmar Inn, you'll enjoy the history while you relax in one of the 165 ground-level rooms on 10 beautiful acres. Best Western Dunmar Inn. Reserve your rooms today, 307-789-3770.
No matter what you need to have printed, Westar Printing is the place you want to have it done. Calendars, letterhead, envelopes, brochures, books, posters, vinyl banners, business forms, announcements, wedding invitations, and business cards are just a few examples. You can also have your favorite family photos printed on canvas or placed into a personalized family photo calendar. You will want to do business with Westar Printing. Stop in today. Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston.
Welcome back here to Evanston, not City Field, but it's a field in the city of Evanston. The Bear Meadows has been chalked. The goals, Ryan, do these goals look familiar to you at all? I know they look like any soccer goal out there.
No, not really, to be honest.
I'll tell you who they do look familiar to.
Who's that?
The fine elementary children of Clark,
Oh,
who
really?
came to morning recess today only to find out that they had a soccer ball and no soccer
goal.
goals.
Yeah,
The
they'd had a goal thief overnight, huh?
The soccer goals have been taken here from Clark Elementary. Those are brand new nets. They were put on this morning. So that's why they look a little bit different. They look like elementary school nets. So brand new nets put on by Boyd Child and Cord Lowry this morning as we get a cross in and a dangerous play. A nice little slide in on it, trying to smack it in past Latham Chandler. It goes out of bounds, and it's a goal kick out for Evanston. These elementary children are without soccer goals until the end of the season, unfortunately.
That's too bad for them. I'm sure they can take a jacket off and set up goals for themselves. So that's, I think, what we always did.
Fortunate for the soccer team, though, is they have a practice facility once again.
Yeah, definitely fortunate for the soccer teams. And
a full distance. This is the first field in Evanston. This is the first full-length soccer match varsity in Evanston soccer history, by my understanding.
Full length on a full field?
We've never played a full fielded varsity game here in Evanston.
I wonder how much that'll help or hinder Evanston. I mean, look at what Evanston did against Kelly Walsh when these teams met at the first of the season, right? Evanston lost 9-0. So far, we've got 13 minutes left in this first half, and it's 1-0 Kelly Walsh. The Trojans have been on the attack. They've had possession of the ball on their half. They're attacking half or even attacking third most of this first half from what we can tell, but it's 1-0.
Coach, talked briefly to Coach Chatterton as I was setting up. He was sitting right next to me, and he said, he's like, "Are you guys the ones that do the broadcasts?" I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, I love what you do. You guys do a great job." And I said, "Well, hold on to your pants here. Wait till you see what we have today. Don't. I knew it was going to be up in the air for our actual quality today. We're doing the best we can, but I know the camera angle is awkward, and there's just nothing we can do about it because we're on a hill, the soccer field's on a hill, and depending on where you are, you could be going up, you could be going down. It's nice that it's a full-length field, but it's anything but a level playing field."
I wonder if Jake, we're going to have to think the logistics of more games here this season.
Potentially.
Right? I wonder if we could even back a truck in right over here, at least to get a little higher angle or something.
It's level.
Yeah.
At the very least. And I think that if we did it again, the only thing that's hindering us from there, we got a good attack. David Perez into the box. Takes a weak little dribbler, unfortunately. He got a great approach in, but didn't have enough time to really get a strong kickoff. Here's the one.
Boy, this is trouble, Jake. A one-on-one.
And he's onside. So a slide in by Latham. He's got to get back into the net. Kick back out, and Andrick Cortez. That's Godina.
Long punt by Kelly Walsh's goalie, and with the wind at his back, that one went a long ways. Chandler did a nice job to get out there and stop it.
I'll tell you the one thing that's going to hurt us, if we could drive it straight across the field, we'd be fine. However, there are things that prevent people from doing that.
Those
all
posts.
The way down the line, the posts.
But look, somebody pulled the scoreboard in on that trailer, so there's got to be a way to get in here somehow.
That is true. Maybe that little opening the sidewalk, perhaps.
Maybe.
Also, we need to locate a truck.
That's right.
The topper doesn't come off your Nissan. That is
No,
a
no, it
permanent
doesn't.
topper.
And a truck that somebody doesn't need for several hours, right? I mean, because it's
And
got to
who
stay
doesn't
here.
need a truck for
I don't
several
know.
hours? That's the whole reason you have a truck.
I know somebody. I mean, Todd Hoover. I know that he at any time bicycle kick by Pablo Escalante. That was on target, but keeper's there. But Todd Hoover has a truck that he's been kind enough to let me borrow a time or two.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'd be able to let us use it for an
4
entire
hours?
after. Yeah.
Well, here's what I will say. From my understanding, this game was almost again removed today back to Evanston City Field at the varsity. So I would be a little surprised if we have another varsity match here. But I'm already quite surprised that we're having a varsity match here today. I thought on Tuesday, no way, because of just how wet the field is. And actually, the field on the side we're on right now, where the teams are standing, a whole lot drier than it is on the other side.
The other side feels like a sponge, fully saturated. This side feels, pretty dry and not bad at all.
Interesting, considering that's the one closest to the river.
Right. We're closer to the river here on this side. I was talking with my wife before the game, and earlier today I said, they're going to have a few balls in the river. She said, well, there's kind of a wall of trees. Yeah, but it's a patchy wall. It's not the kind of wall that President Trump would want.
I'll tell you, Ryan, if you want to be on the broadcast, stay right where you are.
Okay.
If you don't, take a couple steps back. I just noticed you, and actually you're still in it. Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
well,
we move an angle back this way.
That's a good idea.
Angle back this way. I'm sure it's helping our viewers for the eye candy factor.
Right, yeah, I'm sure they love looking at my beautiful face. The back of my head.
You know, maybe we'll take another break here. Maybe we can even move that camera up just a little bit more and see if we can get a better angle, because it's going straight down the bench line, too.
Right.
Here at Bear Meadows in Evanston, Wyoming, 1-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Well, hold on in the box. Ramon Rivera misses and a clear out. 1-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Kelly Walsh over Evanston.
You're watching the First Bank presentation of Red Devil Soccer on MyLocalRadio.com.
Bring your vehicle for service at Rocky Mountain Yeti and feel the difference. It's easy. Visit with one of the friendly service riders and then relax and enjoy hot waffles and ice cream. While you relax Yeti style, your vehicle will be worked on by our experienced mechanics. From regular maintenance to major repairs, we do it all. Have your service work done at Rocky Mountain Yeti in Evanston and feel the difference. Get Yeti'd today.
Ooh, yeah.
100 Wasatch Road in Evanston.
Have you been saying no to wearing your jewelry because of a missing stone, a broken chain, or a ring that's just too small? Or are you interested in redesigning your ring altogether? Jeff at Seavers Jewelers can repair or create almost all jewelry at extremely competitive prices. Jewelry is supposed to be worn. Bring it to Seavers Jewelers today for a free cleaning and any repairs it might need. Say yes to wearing your jewelry. Say it with Seavers. Seavers Jewelers on Main Street in downtown Evanston.
Welcome back to Evanston City Field. 1-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Kelly Walsh and Enrique Jimenez with the lone goal of the game, and it was a power shot. We were not on air yet, but I was walking right behind the goal, and I saw when that came in, Latham actually got hands on the ball, and it deflected off of his hands onto the right post, and then it ricocheted off of him and the post and fell back in.
Wow.
So it was a good approach taken by Latham. He had the arm stretched out, but it was a powerful shot, and it just had that back movement to get into the net for the lone score of the game. This is, at least so far, Evanston's still in this game. They lost 9-0 to this Kelly Walsh team about 3.5 weeks ago.
That was also just of note for Jimenez, his first goal of the season. So an exciting thing for him. Has his team up 1-0.
Well, now that's concerning.
Concerning.
Was it actually Jimenez then?
No, and now and I looked at the stat, and then I remembered hearing just offhanded one of his teammates on the bench shout out, "First goal of the season" in Spanish. Yeah.
Well, here we go. Spanish coming in, bilingual, coming in handy.
That's like the first time in about 12 years for me. An offside here gives Cornea a free kick.
Appreciate Logan working the camera for us. We pulled him off of a truck. Brian Richens has his truck pulled up for not pulled up. It's way out. You can see it off in the distance. But it does give a heightened view at least, so that's an advantage for them. Tyus Cornea taking the free kick.
That's the type of free kick. I mean, with him back there, I'd like to see that kind of thing on a goal kick.
My goodness, you're right. Why doesn't he just do everything?
Well, I mean, he almost,
You're saying he does do quite a bit already.
He does a lot for this team, that's for sure. And soccer, to me, soccer and football are the ultimate team sports because, with basketball, if you've got 2 or 3 really good players and a couple guys that can fill roles.
Yeah.
With obviously like wrestling, track and field are individual sports, and baseball you can kind of hide some guys maybe in certain spots, right?
Yeah.
But in soccer and American football, it's hard to hide those guys. If you're weak in a spot, it's opponents can, especially good opponents like Kelly Walsh, can find that and easily exploit it.
Mm-hmm. Good defense by Kelly Walsh. And the sun coming down, this was the main reason I actually wanted to stay away from this side. Look where the sun's coming down.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at that sun quite a bit.
Strong play by Angel Rodriguez, and a scary play almost for
And
Ryan Steinekert.
A great play by Rodriguez. He did a nice job to keep his hands out to his side. He didn't commit the foul.
Great play by Ryan Steinekert as well. You caught that one on the fly.
Hey, no hamburger helper hands
No.
either, just my bare fingers.
And I was going to say it was a scary play for Hawkins Kopp. Did you see that knee?
No.
As Angel came in with the power, his knee kind of buckled, and luckily he was able to recover and bend it back up. Otherwise, that's the biggest thing I was worrying about with this field. The grass, it's got a lot of grip. That's a good thing in a lot of sports. In soccer, it's scary because you're using your feet to do so many things. You want a little bit of slide.
Yeah, you do, and especially, I mean, and the one of the keys is just an even surface, and you may be able to see that.
You're not going to see that here.
Well, that's what I mean is that there's not a real. There's a lot of little patches where the surface isn't quite even, and that.
Looking for an even
dangerous.
surface, look elsewhere.
All
This
right.
is not the game for you. Here at Bear Meadows. Inaugural game and possibly the last.
Yeah, possibly. We'll see. I got to admit though, it is
I
it's
actually
nice
kind
to
of
have the
enjoying
wider
this.
field. We got a great day to be out here.
Yeah.
I don't mind being out in the sun at all. I'm enjoying this.
We haven't been out in the sun in 8 months.
Right. Well, I did go cross country skiing. It was sunny back
yeah,
in
there you
January,
go.
but
There you go. No, I really like the wider field. I wish they could just take a really long knife and just even this field right out,
Yeah.
one swath, and I love it. Build a crow's nest right here.
Oh yeah.
Even an elevated standing with maybe a tarp above.
I would take it.
Yeah, it is a beautiful field, and the narrow field in Evanston City Field has bothered me more this year than any other years, and I think really the reason why is because particularly on the girls' side, they've tried to move methodically up and down the field. Now, when you see a heavy counterattack team like Evanston's been known for time and time again, you don't notice the width of the field too much because it's straight up and down. But as the girls have tried to go wing to wing, and the boys too in games, you've seen a lot more out of bounds or a lot more, where's that field?
Right.
Where'd it go?
And just throw in after throw in after throw in. We're not seeing that in this with that extra width. And
No.
Evanston has done a nice job to adjust because their last few games have been at home on that more narrow field, less space. And so coming out here, you've got that extra yardage. I think it's an extra 10 or 12 yards on each side. And they've adjusted to that space nicely, especially on defense against the Kelly Walsh team that scores a lot of goals. Boy,
Blocked by Rodriguez, but was
When
unable to chase it down.
when that came off his foot, I thought there's no chance he has to get that. But his speed, he almost got it.
He's a fast guy, and he was a kid that you wish there was just an extra position out on that football field because he played some slot receiver, he played some running back. I swear he could have played a great option quarterback as well. It was just, he had Tyus in front of him at running back. He had a couple guys ahead of him at a receiver. But he had some big games. He actually was a recipient of a Dr. McKay Franken Precision Play of the Game, and he also was a kick and punt returner too. Just an all-out athlete, and you look at that frame, also a boxer.
Oh, yeah. Boy, I would not want to go on the ring with him.
No.
That frame, the athleticism, the quickness, and you look at him, he looks like a running back, maybe a fullback type guy.
That's what he played as
tight end.
All around. Yeah, he was all around to put him wherever. And a tough little ball of muscle at the slot receiver spot, too. You think of like a guy like Wes Welker. That's kind of the model that they were trying to go with. We'll take another break. We're doing limited commercial interruption today because you know what? We went on late, and we're giving you what we can and enjoying the time out in the sun. 1-0, Kelly Walsh leading Evanston on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard.
You're watching a First Bank presentation of Red Devil Soccer on MyLocalRadio.com.
You're in good hands when you choose Dr. Stosage and Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties for dental implants and wisdom tooth extractions. They work with passion and focus. They use techniques and technologies that are modern and precise. With 2 decades of experience, their skills are highly specialized. If you need teeth extractions or dental implants placed, come see Dr. Stosage or Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties, 50 Park Road, or call us at 307-789-9034.
The Steel Fabrication Shop at Ellingford Brothers is available for large and small projects alike. We work with individuals, the public is always welcome, and contractors. We design and build one-of-a-kind projects, plus we fabricate loose parts and heavy equipment, and customize Ford and Dodge pickup truck front bumpers, plus equipment including hitches, trailers, and more. Serving customers since 1936, Ellingford Brothers is reliable, honest, and offers competitive pricing. Call today, 307-789-1515.
Welcome back to Evanston, where we are at the Bear Meadows newly minted soccer field. It's 1-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy board late in the first half. Give you that clock run down to the final 10 seconds, actually. So we're just about to halftime here as Evanston has a goal kick out. That should take us to the half. 1-0. All things said, Ryan, I like some stuff I saw out of Evanston in the first half, and I think they're enjoying the space, albeit on a very lopsided and lumpy field.
Yeah, and they've adjusted to that space well. A competitive first half, and 1-0, Kelly Walsh leads.
At the end of the first half, we are at 1-0, like Ryan mentioned on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Kelly Walsh, lone goal for Enrique Jimenez, a senior midfielder, getting his first of the season. We'll take an extended break and see you back for the second half. This is a First Bank presentation of Red Devil Soccer on MyLocalRadio.com. I've got an ad break.
You always wanted to take your favorite indie and local concerts and stream them to the comfort of your own headphones. Find your favorite local and indie band live on the only station dedicated to playing your songs from your favorite local and indie bands. Listen in on indie at mylocalradio.com and find your next favorite song.
We all live for that rock and roll.
Warning, My Local Radio is solely responsible for you enjoying your favorite music on mylocalradio.com.
You know it's what we need.
As your local Ricoh, Toshiba, and Sharp dealer, Mountain West Business Solutions represents quality office equipment that lasts. We work with each client to understand your workflow, your goals, and your bottom line. Whether you lease or purchase office equipment, we have many ways to work with you to provide the best products at the best value. We also service and provide supplies for HP printers. Call Mountain West Business Solutions today. Let us help you find the best solutions for you and your business.
If you're a person who enjoys comfort, affordability, and history, make sure you stay at the Best Western Dunmar Inn the next time you're in Evanston, Wyoming. In 1957, retired FBI agent Jack Dub Mills purchased the 17-unit motel referred to as the Oasis of the West that was frequented by stars like Dolly Parton and Tanya Tucker. Today, when you stay at the Best Western Dunmar Inn, you'll enjoy the history while you relax in one of the 165 ground-level rooms on 10 beautiful acres. Best Western Dunmar Inn. Reserve your rooms today, 307-789-3770.
Does your time at the dental office feel like this? Or like this? At Bear River Dental, we do everything we can to help your time at the dental office feel more like this. Call Bear River Dental today at 307-789-5608 to have a dental experience like this. That's Bear River Dental at 307-789-5608. We'll treat you well.
One of the biggest challenges we face when it comes to regular exercise is finding time to get to the gym. This is Kim Carden, owner of Flex Fitness Gym. I've got great news. Now you can work out whenever it's convenient for you. The Flex Fitness Gym in Evanston is open 24/7 for members. With key card access, you can work out in our safe, clean gym using our professional equipment when it's most convenient for you. Don't let time hold you back anymore. Visit Flex Fitness today, 100 Yellow Creek Road, right next to Smith's in Evanston.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. I perform total hip, total knee, and total shoulder replacement. The huge majority of patients of mine that have undergone total joint replacement have been dealing with pain and disability for many years. After joint replacement and recovery, patients are back to doing the activities that they want to do.
When it comes to shopping online, you definitely want to put thelumberyard.com on your list of favorites. You'll save time and money by visiting thelumberyard.com first. You'll find a huge selection of inventory to choose from. We've got everything you need for any of your home, yard, or shop projects. Get excellent prices and quick delivery when you shop at thelumberyard.com. We are part of the local community, plus we ship all over the United States. Log on today to see what all the excitement is about.
I think another good name for Matt Rex, the owner of T-Bar S Body Shop in Evanston, would be the Anger Eraser. I came out to the parking lot to find a ding and scratch. I was so angry, I went to T-Bar S Body Shop to get a quote and met Matt Rex. He said they would fix it, and he'd even talk to my insurance company. When I picked up my car, it looked great. No stress, no hassle. Matt's friendliness and quality service erased all my anger. When your car gets bunged up, don't get angry. Just let T-Bar fix your car.
At beautiful Bear Lake, skiing, snowmobiling, sailing, and swimming are just some of the fun activities offered to recreationists. The Greater Bear Lake Valley offers prime hunting and fishing areas, whether it's trout fishing in the streams or ice fishing for Cisco on the lake, hunting deer or seeking elk along the high mountain ridges. The scenic corner of Utah and Idaho offers outdoor recreation and historical interests away from crowds and high prices. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
You're in good hands when you choose Dr. Stosage and Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties for dental implants and wisdom tooth extractions. They work with passion and focus. They use techniques and technologies that are modern and precise. With 2 decades of experience, their skills are highly specialized. If you need teeth extractions or dental implants placed, come see Dr. Stosage or Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties, 50 Park Road, or call us at 307-789-9034.
No matter what season of the year it is, when you live in our neck of the woods, you need outdoor power equipment. With quality product lines like Stihl, Toro, and Walker, Superior Rental and Sales has what you need for every season. Everything from homeowner to professional grade products. Plus, when it comes to maintenance, you're covered. Our full-time mechanic is available for tune-ups, maintenance, chain sharpening, whatever you need. Stop in today, Superior Rental and Sales, 371 Prospector Drive, here in Evanston.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at Westar Printing design your business cards. Now with same day and next day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. Westar Printing, 307-789-5202.
Uintah County School District Number 1 has been committed to excellence since its beginning in 1870. This commitment is not only reflected in student education, but in our school buildings and facilities over the years. The staff at Uintah County School District Number 1 works hard to provide clean, comfortable, and safe learning environments for student learning. No matter what department you're working with, at Uintah County School District Number 1, you will always find us striving for the pathway to excellence.
When a
it's really important, say it with Sievers. The decision to share your life with your best friend is an important milestone. You'll find the perfect engagement and wedding ring at Sievers Jewelers. With a large selection of inventory, the ability to custom design, and in-store financing on approved credit, you can surprise your sweetheart with the symbol of your love. Make one of the most important days in your life one of the best with a wedding ring set from Sievers Jewelers, 932 Main Street, Evanston. Say it with Sievers.
It's important to feel like you belong. At Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, we understand the value of connection. When you become a member, you join our family. You become an owner of a not-for-profit financial organization, and your success becomes our success. We give back to our members by offering lower loan rates, fewer fees, higher yields, and more products and services. Become a member of Trona Valley Federal Credit Union today, and let's work together to reach your financial goals. We're a caring partner here for you. Member NCUA.
From Randolph, Utah to the Uinta Mountains, from Lyman to Evanston. Whenever you have plumbing, heating, or air conditioning problems, call Landmark Plumbing and Heating at 307-789-8793. Regular office hours run Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. But we also offer 24/7 emergency service. Do you need a new septic system, water heater, or furnace? You can trust Landmark Plumbing and Heating. Program our number into your phone right now, 307-789-8793. Landmark Plumbing and Heating. When you need us, we'll be there.
For generations, gun ownership has been an important part of our heritage. At the Gun Room in Evanston, you'll find a large selection of quality firearms. Everything from personal protection handguns to hunting rifles and shotguns. With a wide selection of hunting gear, ammo, optics, and apparel, we have what you need. Ask about our 90-day layaway program. And remember, success on the range and in the field starts at the Gun Room. Call today, 307-789-2677.
If you had a toothache, would you see a foot doctor? Or would you go to the dermatologist to have a baby? Of course not. When your vehicle needs service, take it to the best qualified mechanics. At Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, our technicians are GM certified service experts. They're trained to know every inch of your vehicle. Don't trust your vehicle to just anyone. Have all your service done at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
Is laundry one of those chores that drags you down? Let Joe's Modern Cleaners come to your rescue. Take advantage of their wash and fold service. You drop it off and pick it up. The rest is done for you. Or you could take all your clothes to Joe's, load them up into the multiple washers, then dry them in the multiple dryers, and do all 10 loads in the time that it would take you to do 2 at home. Ask about all our other laundry options at Joe's Modern Cleaners, 624 West Cheyenne Drive in the Frontier Square. Take all your clothes to Joe's.
If you want your truck to really catch the eye, have the professionals at Plains Tire in Evanston install a custom lift kit with new tires and wheels. We've got a huge selection to choose from, so no matter what your style is, we've got the tires and wheels to make.
Welcome back. And a little bit of a loop there. As we're just underway here in the second half, 1-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Working on getting that second cameraman over. In the meantime, we're stuck with Ryan, who was the eye candy in the first half. Unfortunately, you're making the wrong career move, moving behind the camera.
Oh, we probably lost half our viewers when they saw me.
Well, not all 4 of them.
And I don't know how Logan did this in the first half. You can't see.
You can't see anything. He's a wizard.
Hey, it was good. I'll do my best.
I think we got a guy coming.
Okay.
I put a text out, and I think I see him coming. I don't want to give him away. He's a surprise guest. He's been a lifesaver throughout this season. Just a freshman already. You know, you got to get him when you can, because before long they're playing varsity, Ryan, and they don't want anything. They want to be in front of the camera. They do the opposite way that you go. They go from behind the camera to in front.
There, Kelly Walsh just about got one in right there, Jake. It hit the post and bounced out. Lucky for those that it's a square post. If it's a round one, I think that goes in.
Square post. It's round post, round ball.
Yep.
Like a baseball. But a square post, round ball, it pops right out. Do you think that's the elementary in it, being a square post?
It might be.
Opposed to a round? That's the old style, isn't it? Back before circles and spheres were invented?
Mm-hmm.
Back in your day.
The square.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was hip to be square back then, though.
Right. Back when they invented dirt? Is that what you're kind of getting at?
No, not at all.
Ooh.
Great shot, but oh my goodness.
From this angle, Jake, that looks like he was so close and just a few yards away and just
missed.
Yeah.
Well, here he comes, Peyton Cornea, freshman extraordinaire. He had a good JV game. Came back. It was his first game out of the year. He's been hurt throughout the season. Kelly Walsh coming out on fire in this second half, Ryan.
They're coming out attacking, and I heard a little bit of Coach Chatterton's halftime talk was, you guys are doing stuff in practice that you're not doing right now. Let's get back to what we did in practice yesterday, and we'll be a lot better off. It's 1-0, guys. We should be ahead by more.
Ryan?
Yeah.
I'll invite you to move back in front of the camera here. Thank you to Peyton Cornea, once again saving the day. That was your first game back, right, Peyton? Yeah. How'd it go? It felt good to be back out there? It's got to be good. This has been almost half the season you've been out with injury. Free kick for Evanston, and a good one with the wind at their backs. One hop into the keeper's hands. And I was talking to Chad Cornea at halftime. He said, now I just hope this breeze picks up and it doesn't die down now that we get it at our backs.
Right. Because you could see some advantage for Kelly Walsh with that wind at their back.
Drop back for David Camp. And Camp, that's a familiar name in the defensive back for Kelly Walsh.
They've had some names that are definitely familiar and have done a lot of good things.
Stupak comes to mind. George
Gilbar is another one we've seen. Joe, and now Carson as a sophomore.
Yeah, I remember it wasn't Paul George, but it was something similar. I can't remember. The red-haired guy.
Yeah.
He scored from about midfield.
Robert
George. Yeah, Robert George.
Oh, boy, he had maybe one of the strongest legs we've ever seen,
Absolutely.
at least in the last 5 or 6 years.
Absolutely. Moved on to, I think, play 4 years straight out of high school at soccer, which out of Wyoming is almost unheard of.
That's impressive.
You almost always have to go to a 2-year to start out because, you know what, the soccer season gets ready about middle of April like we are here today. Finally, our first really maybe second good day of potential soccer. But yesterday was so soggy. Today it's drying out just a little bit. Getting closer and closer as the season will come to a close here in a couple of weeks.
And there's a lot of teams. I mean, I think almost all the teams dealing with the same kind of cold, windy, snowy, a lot of rain conditions. Coach Reeling of the Kelly Walsh girls team told me before that girls game, he said, this is the nicest day by far that we've had this spring, including Casper. And, of course, this is their first time here this year. But
yeah. The one advantage, if Evanston has had the most snow, and there's no question, Evanston has had the most snow out of all these soccer towns, and even if they haven't on a given day, they're the team that can't just plow it off the field and keep going.
Right.
They haven't had as much wind as a lot of those towns. Casper, Rock Springs, even Green River, a lot more wind. Now, Star Valley, they're pretty settled. Jackson not known for its wind. But when you look at those towns, Casper, it can be 55 degrees, which it has been this spring, but you got a 45-mile-an-hour wind going in your back.
And that's tough to deal with.
Us, we're just -2 in April.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. -2, snowing, still trying to clear. I mean, like last Saturday, you had to get 70 people with their snow shovels out to clear the field for the games with Green River.
Shot for Escalante gets blocked. He had a lot of power on that shot. Back up Wiley, near sideline, shooting it out to Bradshaw Hawk.
A bit of a premature slide tackle there, whiffs, and Evanston gets the throw in.
Thank you again to all the guys running camera for us, Logan and Peyton Cornea in the second half. And go ahead, that's your space, Peyton. You got the tough job today trying to see through that viewfinder.
We'll look around
you. Older brother Tyus has the throw in. That wind helped it out. It kind of gave it some loft and a bend back, but boy, just missed on a potential header. Fast field. This field's playing faster than I expected, but, you know, it is packed down if nothing else.
Great idea by Jafet Godina there to lob that one back toward the goal. He just misfired and hit it left rather than closer to, you know, the middle of the field where he wanted to go with it.
Still 1-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Watching online at mylocalradio.com. We welcome you and apologize for not being able to get on until about 23, 24 minutes left in the first half. had power issues, camera issues, and everything around it. This is the first game that Evanston's ever played a varsity match, and I think this is the first 2 matches they've ever played organized soccer here at the Bear Meadows Park. I know there was talk about it years ago about this becoming a permanent soccer field, and they've chalked it. I don't know that permanent is in the mind, but, practice-wise, also talking to people over the halftime break, they said, if nothing else, there's places to plow this snow that you don't really have at like Clark Elementary. You don't have it at Uinta Meadows. Can't have it at Evanston City Field. There's places to clear it out. So if nothing else, this could be a great practice facility as long as the weather at least partially cooperates.
And another thing about it that we've talked, and longtime residents of Evanston can note this difference, is this location is a few feet lower in elevation than Evanston City Field. And while that, it's I don't know exactly elevation difference, but it is lower enough that sometimes it might be, getting just more rain here where it's sleet at the other field, or maybe it melts a little earlier right here.
Yeah. It's not a bad view, all things said.
No, definitely not. This is a pretty spot, right? The heart of Evanston, down on the the Bear River Greenway, and we got the river at our backs.
Got a workout facility right behind us and over to the side. You got to look at the wrong way over the other shoulder.
Wish I should have gone there during halftime.
Done some push-ups.
Uh-huh.
Again, 1-0, and we know the angles are weird. Trust us. If you're watching online, we're having just as tough a time when that ball goes to the other side, even seeing it. And I mentioned the field's playing quicker. You've got the dryness of it. You've got the tighter kinked grass. You've also got the fact that once you get over the middle, the ball's rolling downhill either way.
Right. And that pitch is good to keep moisture off a little bit, so that's more of what we were talking about, that your conditions are going to be better here earlier than at the Evanston City Field where Evanston usually plays, but it also affects the way the ball rolls. But that extra width gives you, that extra space to get out there. And this field definitely playing slower than Evanston City Field did today for the girls.
Throw in for Kelly Walsh, and still in control of it. Love the way they methodically set up, and one of the top teams in the state for a reason. The way that they're almost playing backwards, and you're thinking, well, which way are they going? Yeah, no, that's the offensive way, but they're not over eager to get to the goal. They know they can get there. They just got to get the right setup.
And you see, if you're really watching, and you can see it, look how much movement there is away from the ball. You'll see, one guy will have the ball, but there's so much movement from other guys down line toward the middle to get open, find space, so that whoever has the ball has somebody to pass it to. It's impressive.
A little weak goal tap out. Weston Wiley moves out to our right side. Cornea gets a little bump forward, and then a big boot down the sideline. And that's a position where I thought the ball had to be out of bounds because I can't see the line. Apparently it was in. Up until he kicks it forward, but I thought he was out of bounds, but well before then. Big, strong kick, and it falls right through. Talk about leg strength in Kelly Walsh. That's as good as we've seen.
Boy, in that upper corner, what a shot.
We'll take a break, come back with the name of that goal recipient as we can catch a number on that. First Bank presentation of Red Devil Soccer on mylocalradio.com.
You're watching a First Bank presentation of Red Devil Soccer on mylocalradio.com.
At beautiful Bear Lake, skiing, snowmobiling, sailing, and swimming are just some of the fun activities offered to recreationists. The greater Bear Lake Valley offers prime hunting and fishing areas, whether it's trout fishing in the streams or ice fishing for Cisco on the lake, hunting deer or seeking elk along the high mountain ridges. The scenic corner of Utah and Idaho offers outdoor recreation and historical interests away from crowds and high prices. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
Superior Rental is Evanston's only full-service rental equipment store. We have what you need to get the job done. Backhoes, trenchers, excavators, air compressors, jackhammers, concrete tools, hammer drills, aerators, tillers, power rakes, forklifts, log splitters, tables and chairs, popcorn, snow cone, and cotton candy machines. Alright, you get the picture. You don't have to own when you can rent from Superior Rental, 371 Prospector Drive in Evanston.
It was Enrique Jimenez again scoring. Second time today and second time all season. And seeing that shot, Ryan, I don't understand how, unless, of course, like we said, we didn't cover the last Kelly Walsh game. Maybe he's been out. Maybe he was slow going on. Maybe he just realized he was actually right-footed and not left-footed.
Well, that last goal was with his left foot, and it was a rocket to the upper V. What a shot by Jimenez. And, yeah, it makes me wonder, has he been injured? Maybe he's been playing defense. Somebody else came back from injury and took that defensive spot or something along those lines, because Jimenez, he's got a great knack for great power. And, boy, a couple of goals already. What a shot.
Bradshaw Hawk chases it to the line, but ultimately gives it up for a goal kick. Setting up to knock it out, it is Hayden Umbach. 2-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. 28 minutes and about right at 28 minutes. Our clock's about 11 seconds fast right now on mylocalradio.com. If Evanston can maybe get a goal in, we'll just let it roll through. How about that?
That would, I think Evanston fans would like that.
Ramon Rivera up on the left side. Wow, nice defense and a quick transition. Straight into the counter. Hayden up the far sideline. Finds a perfect through ball. All the way ahead to Realm into the box. And finally a clear out from the deep box of their side. It just had Hayden Umbach just take it straight up and then find Reeling up on the sideline. And they nearly had a shot in themselves.
Well, that was executed so nicely. That quick counterattack up the side, guys moving, anticipating where the ball can go. Again, moving into space without the ball.
Camp up on the right wing. And Kelly Walsh coming into this game right at the top of the standings, Ryan.
Yeah, second place behind only Rock Springs. A win today would tie Kelly Walsh atop those standings. But, of course, Rock Springs will be in action tomorrow at Jackson and then Saturday at Star Valley.
And Ryan mentions it would tie them. And the reason that is well, you think, well, Rock Springs only has one loss to Green River. Kelly Walsh has two. How is that possible? Because it comes down to points in soccer, not wins and losses. Now, wins and losses ultimately are reflective in those points. But then you get ties in there, too. And if Kelly Walsh plays an extra game, they get those 3 points. You got a virtual tie on your hands.
It's an interesting thing, and I talked a bunch about it during the girls' game, Jake, just how things can shape up for regionals and matchups, because you got Rock Springs and Kelly Walsh at the top of the girls' standings, and then the next 5 teams are pretty even. On the boys' side, Evanston down at the bottom, but still a chance to work up a little bit and maybe get a matchup against, a Natrona, or, the way they're playing Kelly Walsh today, if Evanston can find some offense, that might not be a terrible matchup for, that first round region game.
And that's, you'd like to avoid Kelly Walsh if you can, obviously. You can move up to 6th. You don't have to move up. You don't have to be 5-4 like in before. The number 1 team gets a bye and that's it. If you can get away from Kelly Walsh, you got a shot. Now, Jackson's looked good. Evanston's shown they can really play with Star Valley, Green River, Rock Springs. They're not going to see them. I think Rock Springs is a shoo-in to be that bid into state. I don't think anyone's going to touch them this year. Kelly Walsh overall has outscored Evanston this year 9-2, so you'd like to avoid them. Jackson got the better of them, but it was a close game. It came down to a goal in the final 5-6 minutes that really got them the win, and it was a 1-0. Outside of those 2 teams, you feel okay if you're Evanston going in, because they've actually performed maybe better on turf at times than they have on grass.
Oh, a header goes the wrong direction for Kelly Walsh, so Evanston earns a corner.
Do I smell barbecue, Ryan?
Yeah, it smells smoke, barbecue, something like that.
Brisket? Get out the
It's
Traeger.
dinner time. Don't start talking about brisket. Number of substitutions here, and
I see Kelly Walsh with the crest as well. I know, I've heard at least some people say, well, what's with this new Evanston logo? Why does soccer get a different logo? Everyone has to keep the uniform thing. The answer is simply because it's soccer, and there's no other way to put it. Then soccer's an odd sport,
right?
And they have their own different things. And you see Kelly Walsh, they have a specific crest that's a little bit different. It's based on the Kelly Walsh Trojan logo, but it's distinctly different. You see the little shield that they have on their jerseys. That's kind of what Evanston's added, a shield that's inspired by the logo, the trident, the E, but has its own take in a soccer way.
And soccer teams have been doing that for years and years.
Centuries, perhaps.
Yeah, probably.
We weren't around, but let's say.
Just say that with confidence and it becomes true, right?
You know, I've seen English Premier League soccer classic games from like the 80s, and I'll tell you, with how far the game has moved athletically, when we're talking about the 80s, I don't want to know what 200 years ago what the EPL looked like. I want no part of what was happening in those games. Still 2-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Evanston in search of answers with 23:30 left on the ticker. The girls lost 4-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. That back at Evanston City Field. And we're due back at Evanston City Field one way or another this coming Tuesday with at least one match, if not two.
Have we? Yeah, so Evanston will play Rock Springs and Green River next week. Is it Tuesday, Friday?
Tuesday, Friday. Rock Springs on Tuesday, Green River on Friday.
Oh, whoa, dangerous ball. And Chandler kind of indecisive. Started to his left and went back to his right. The ball was going to his left, and luckily it just dribbled past him and beyond the end line.
We saw how the field deteriorated after a second game on Tuesday, but of course that was aided on by the fact that is it raining, is it not, is it raining again? What was the field like as you left it? There's one more JV game being played as we speak out there, but how is it standing?
I think it stood really well today. I mean, it was still fairly soft, but it had dried out quite a bit with today's sunshine and a little bit of a breeze. That's going to dry it out more. I didn't notice any deterioration. I'm sure there was some down on field level, but the field looked like still in really good shape. I mean, considering.
Yeah. Well, and it's not so much about is it pristine at this point, is how is it maintaining from what it was today, this morning.
And I think it maintained really well from what it was today.
Certainly dried out, and there's a lot of spots that as the dirt gets drier, that's probably going to become a pretty tough field, though, and that's going to make it even faster, where we've been so used to year after year, Evanston, everything slows down once the home games come. This year it's really almost sped up.
Yeah, with those wet conditions and that grass. Normally we see the field cut, the grass cut longer or not cut as short. But this year just the last cut in the fall was, wow.
That just got over the crossbar.
That last cut in the fall left it real short, and with no growth yet this spring, it was really short, or it is really short.
Latham Chandler waiting. And hands it off to Tice, who gets a great goal kick down the field. Ramon Rivera streaking after it, but a slip. That almost caused a one-on-one for Rivera, and he's a good finisher.
And that's why you chase a ball down like that if you're Rivera, where looking at the surface, well, I don't have any chance at this. It's controlled, but you chase it down, that you might have that opportunity.
Down 2 on the clock. About 20 minutes and 20 seconds. 2-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Kelly Walsh leading Evanston.
You're watching a First Bank presentation of Red Devil Soccer on MyLocalRadio.com.
Receive the best service in the industry when you lease or purchase office equipment from the professional, friendly staff at Mountain West Business Solutions. With a guaranteed quick turnaround time, we will save you money, time, and energy with quality products and customer service that is unmatched in the industry. Serving customers in Wyoming and Utah, Mountain West Business Solutions is a local company with a toll-free number, 866-583-9925. Call us today.
Sometimes when you're shopping for a vehicle, you're not sure what you want, so you drop by and look at all the options. Other times you know exactly what you want. At Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, you can call us or schedule a test drive online. We'll have it ready when you get here. We're here to help you get exactly what you want on your schedule. So whether you want to browse or pre-schedule a test drive, Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet is here for you. 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
Well, what do you say to 2-0 out at Bear Meadows. Kelly Walsh feeling pretty good. Evanston down under 19 minutes to play, and one for the river, says Tyus Cornea.
Man.
That's ball number 3 by my understanding. He sent 2 into the river in the pregame warm-ups. And got some people chasing it. You might want to bring a fishing net and a four-wheeler because it's probably well down the road already.
Yeah, if there's somebody here like administrative that's worried about budgets and soccer, I mean, those soccer balls aren't cheap.
No.
Send a 3 into the river. If they're not caught, that might be enough for somebody to say, we better go back to Evanston City Field.
Yeah. What are we talking about for a varsity level regulation state approved ball?
I'm guessing $60 or $70 each.
How about a Walmart black and white pentagon hexagon mix?
I think you can get those as low as like
$3.97.
Yeah.
With the rollback specials.
That's right. Always low prices. You can get a decent ball for around 15 or 20, but you're not going to use that in a game.
No.
Unless
you and I
you
might
kick them all into the river, and then that's all you got left.
That's all you got, yeah. I think that's about what I spent for my soccer ball, which gets use about once every 3 years. Got baseball starting next week, Ryan. Out at the Casper Invitational, and the idea of this is next year divisions are going away at the Legion level in Wyoming. There's not going to be an East. There's not going to be a West. There's going to be one AA division of 8 teams, and everyone's going to play each other every year, at least once. And so the idea is, along with that, also, so many of these teams, like, Evanston on this side of the state, you don't get a chance to see Gillette. You don't get a chance to see those teams on the east side. So let's get a tournament at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And put East versus West. So, of course, in the tournament advisor and scheduling committee's infinite wisdom, next Saturday
No.
at 3 p.m., the Evanston Outlaws open up their season against
Jackson, Green River.
No, Green River's not invited.
Single A,
Green River's not invited. Against Casper.
Rock Springs.
Against Casper. And then at 5:30, they take on Jackson. The next day, they come back at, I believe, 10 a.m. to take on Rock Springs.
Oh, good heavens.
And in the final game of the day, they get Laramie.
Well, they do get one.
So much for an East versus West. It's just welcome to Casper. Here's your Rock Springs game, which you'll see 12 more times this year.
Travel all that way to play Rock Springs, Jackson.
I know. It seems like every tournament we go to, we end up playing Rock Springs, Jackson, and it's like we see these guys how many times a year? we're playing them once a week, every week.
Well, the one positive for sure, though, even though they're playing these teams that they're gonna, they'll see again 4 or 5 times at least the rest of the season.
Yeah. Great free kick, and it just bent to the right post. That was a dangerous one.
But it's always funny during April, to look on Wild Preps or hear the Reese Monaco say, and in baseball this last weekend, baseball. Wait, who's playing baseball?
Who's playing baseball? This is the first April game. Of course, assuming there's not a snow out right now. This will be the first Evanston baseball game in April since I've been here, and that's 6 years now. And prior to that, I don't know how far you'd have to go back to find a time when they were able to play in April.
Right.
And granted, it's the last couple of days of April, but April nonetheless.
But still, and so that's a positive for Evanston to get some games in before May starts. And
of course, by then, Gillette will have 30 games.
Right. That's right.
None against Evanston, of course, because we're too busy taking on the Sand Puppies and the Giants. We got post 24 and post 43 all day long, but, keep us away from the Rough Riders. It is a little disappointing,
Right.
Would you?
Sure.
Yeah. You'd love to, especially since Gillette is at the tournament. I don't think post 6 is there. They might be now, but I do remember. I know for a fact the Gillette Rough Riders are there.
Yeah.
Why can't Evanston get a look at them? Take away the Rock Springs game. I'm sure Rock Springs would love to see Laramie or Gillette, one of those games, because that if they have those games, they're not seeing one of those teams. Back to soccer here. It's been in the box for about a minute and a half, and Kelly Walsh continuing to threaten. Latham finally ends it.
Boy, a great shot from this right side, clear to the left post, and Chandler got a great save 30 seconds ago or about that.
It just made too much sense when I saw the schedule.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. Usually we have to go all the way to Jackson to play Rock Springs.
That's right. I wouldn't be surprised. I said Green River.
You did, yeah.
Wouldn't that be funny to
twice.
have Green River on the schedule, but they're not even at the tournament?
Yeah, we play Green River at 6 p.m. and then at 8:30 we take on the Green River B team.
Yeah. They invite Green River just to
play
happen.
Evanston.
You can play Evanston and then go home.
Mm-hmm. No, we will see Green River for another May series, though. That's been renewed.
That's good.
Every Wednesday.
Uh-huh.
Every Wednesday on your dial on KNY and 99.1 FM or online, of course, at mylocalradio.com. You got Evanston versus Green River. Thrilling. Knights versus Outlaws action. Longtime rivals, though, all jokes aside. It's always nice to see them in the beginning of the season. And then by the end of the May, it's like, okay, go away. We're done. I'm so sick of seeing the same game every week.
But the value of getting those, getting out on the field, and love that time of year. Things starting to warm up. You get out in the diamond with the lights on.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes you even get into the Green River Crow's Nest.
So that's right.
It's been pretty good. Last year, I don't think we had any. We were in there just about every time, I think, with hour and a half maybe beforehand.
Yeah, that last year worked out really well.
I do remember one time. I'm not going to say any names or where I was at,
uh-huh.
but I was at a place trying to do a Legion game against a team, and there was one person with keys to the Crow's Nest, and it was about 45 minutes before the first pitch, and I asked, well, can I get in? He said, well, yeah, but I'd have to go home.
What?
I left my keys at home, and I don't want to do that. Begrudgingly, he did, to his credit.
Oh, wow.
So we got in.
Nice.
Yeah. Just in time to get on air. We talk about being out here in Bear Meadows. This is kind of reminiscent of its baseball season. It's time.
Right.
We have no idea where we're going to be at.
The good thing is we're not up on a hill beyond center field,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no thunderstorms, knock on wood, rolling in.
No, it's clear all the way around. 2-0, though. Evanston looking for a little lightning strike, maybe up in their offensive third. Get a goal back.
They've got to get it across midfield first. Kelly Walsh controlling on their offensive half.
And down to 12 minutes to do so. You know, Ryan, I think the guys to our right, I've been wondering for quite some time what we're doing here.
You think they're wondering?
They've been looking back at us. Who are these guys? Are those on?
We just come out and talk into headphones.
Yeah.
Just fun.
Occasionally people listen, but
Yeah.
not for long.
Yeah, time running down on Evanston. And if you compare, I mean, I don't know, Jake. You compare when these teams played last, and Kelly Walsh won 9-0, and that's when the Coach Richards told me, well, that got away from us. And yeah, that's an understatement. 9-0 in soccer, that's like a 72-0 in football, American football. You know, I mean, that's a total blowout. So 2-0, I guess it's a moral victory, but you're still losing the game.
You're still losing the game, and I don't know. I think that, certainly you can't have 9-0, and especially not even a week removed from an 8-1 loss to Jackson. But I just don't think that – I think this team is fed up on moral victories.
Great play by Rivera to free himself up down this near side, Jake.
Time for a cross. See what he can do. He cuts it himself. Out to the corner. And, a clear out. And right there. Right there, but at the end of the day, Julian Beltran just knocked it at the foot of a Kelly Walsh defender.
And that was a play that could have been such a good opportunity for Evanston that they don't even get a shot on goal. Or a shot at all.
Or a shot at all.
On goal.
As you say that, Kelly Walsh gets a shot on goal over it. Latham Chandler puts up the left hand and keeps the net clean. 2-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Kelly Walsh with a pair of goals from a guy who hasn't scored until this game. Enrique Jimenez. And that second one, impressive.
Man. He's out about the 18-yard corner on the left side and just cracked it with his left foot. It was a rocket to the upper V on the other side, the right side of the goal.
And I'll preface this by saying I'm no geometry major.
Uh-huh.
But at the corner, isn't it farther away than straight away?
Yeah, I think so. I remember that from my 8th grade geometry.
And then also you've got the lip over there. You can barely even see where he shot from that 18 box.
And that's just an estimation of where he was. I mean, he was a ways out there. That ball traveled a long ways in a hurry. Opportunity for Evanston with this throw-in.
Wow. Great catch.
Is that Javon Davis?
Yeah.
Man, great hands, and
it's either that or Randy Moss.
It might be Moss. My goodness, he went up high, he reached out, caught it with his hands at the highest point he could get to it. Totally kept it away from any Evanston opportunity.
Does Randy Moss still play with the kids, or is it like they think who? Is it all Odell Beckham now?
It's probably Odell and Antonio Brown and.
You go back and look, and probably some of the stuff Moss did, and it's not helped by the fact that he was at the latter days of the big shoulder pads. So he still had the full pad, so he doesn't look quite as sleek out there. And yeah, he didn't catch as much stuff one-handed, or certainly three fingers. But that was the guy. Going back 20 years now already.
Oh yeah.
There was nobody better at the crazy catch.
He was unbelievable, and his height and his length. He looked like a basketball player, at least his height and length. And yeah, the speed was unbelievable.
And he was never afraid to go up the middle either. He would go all over, and he had Chris Carter and Jake Reed.
Those shorter guys that would go in the middle. Or are you talking about defense?
No, I'm talking about the guys that, Chris Carter opposite him. Carter was on his team.
Oh, yeah, right.
You had Carter, kind of the possession guy on that, and then you had Reed out of the slot. Either way, great save by Javon.
That's what we were getting at, right?
That's what we're trying to say. Down to 7:40, and we hope you enjoyed this limited commercial interrupted. We just didn't have time to get the breaks in, so we thought, well, let's get them all in at halftime. Did that. Don't get used to it though. This one's been a unicorn of a game in many ways, Ryan.
All right, new field.
Unless we're back here next Tuesday.
That's right. We'll have to find out. Hopefully we can learn beforehand with at least like 24 hours to prepare.
Yeah. We had about 9, if you take including sleep. I came out here this morning. Nice shot and a good catch by Chandler. It was shot on by Cody Redmond. Yeah, I found out. We got the text 9 o'clock. I checked 8:54 p.m. and I saw that and I said, I don't know how we're going to get out to Bear Meadows. I don't know how we're going to do it, but it's 9 o'clock, so okay was my response. All right, thank you.
We'll figure that out tomorrow.
Figure it out tomorrow. And like I said, I heard that there was a chance it might have been moved back to Evanston City Field today even, like in the middle of the day.
Right, yeah, that was the word from Evanston Athletic Director or Activities Director Bubba O'Neill. He said right as the girls' game was starting. Wasn't that when he said that the team wanted to the boys' team said, no, actually, let's play at Evanston City Field. And by then it was like, no,
and
you've already picked one. That's where you're staying.
And there was a worry. I don't know how much. How was the field out there, Peyton? Was it all right to play on? Was it a little weird at times?
Over there is just like so.
So our cameraman Peyton says that far corner where you see the flag out about where Enrique has got Jimenez got his second goal, soggy and wet and just kind of a bad spot all over. But other than that, he kind of shook his head and said, all right. I think one of the big things was they didn't think it would feel like a home game. They wanted to be on their home field. I think the crowds come out, and it's been decent today. This felt like a home game. You don't get the loudspeaker. That's one thing. You don't get the music at halftime. You don't get to do the lineup. So sorry, that $15 goes out the window, Ryan, or whatever it is they pay you. They pay you an obscene amount when you look at the actual hours.
I know.
The hourly wage.
It's It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I wish I could do it more often.
You could do it for every game, I suppose. You just have to quit your other job. And I don't, the hourly wage is better, but I don't know that the yearly total is going to come down to it. And at some point, the tax man's going to come calling.
That's true. The tax, you don't win against the tax man.
No, you just say, here, take my money. How much keeps me out of jail? I'll pay that.
Okay, here you go. Yes, sir. No, sir.
Just a couple of days after tax day. Did you get them done, Ryan?
I did, yeah.
Probably months ago, knowing you.
No. Normally I do, but just didn't this year. I don't know. Yeah. I just kind of put it off.
Were you down to the 15th?
No. Well, so you probably don't want the long story, but I had to mail them in this year because we needed an extra form. In past years, there's a form I haven't had to complete separate from the regular taxes. This year I had to complete that extra form, and so I had to mail them in to send that form in with it. And anyway, mailed them in like the 10th or so.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, well,
certified mail. I've got
postmarked at the 10th. It doesn't matter when it gets there,
That's
but I'm
right.
sure it got there in time. You know, I was the 15th this year.
Really?
Yeah, which was better than my normal deadline of October.
You usually file the extension and then,
Well, no. Going back college days, you know, there were some years like, how much did I make this year? I'll worry about that later. You know, like, what, I made $600. I think.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be too worried about it. But
right.
Yeah, no, I got it done the 15th. Came home from work. I think it was done by 6:30 or something. I already had the preliminary work done.
Uh-huh.
It was more about the final steps.
Yeah.
So
that's where I was on about the 9th, and then I sat down to do it. And my wife recently became certified to teach some exercise classes.
Yeah.
And so she thought that she could file. We could file taxes at her as an independent contractor. So the cost of you know, like some of the gear she needed to get certified with some money, you know, and a monthly fee and that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So I get through almost all the taxes, and then she goes, "Oh, I need to file the 1099 or whatever it was as an independent contractor."
Yep.
So I start over, and then get to a point in the 1099 where I'm going, "Okay, but what about this?" And she goes, "Oh, I don't know." And we got on an online forum. She goes, "Oh, wait. I teach classes at the rec center, so I'm not an independent contractor because they pay me as an employee."
Yep.
So then I had to go back and start all over on the whole form just because of how I was doing it online. And
that gives me a headache just
it.
thinking
Yeah,
about
it was a rough. I don't know if I made it into work the next day till like 11 o'clock. It was.
I thought maybe Brigham got a job as a part-time baker.
Man, if we could even get him to
if you could get him to become an independent contractor on your yard, maybe.
Yeah.
Taking out the garbage.
I was going to say if we could even get him to get the cereal out of the cupboard on a Saturday morning, we'd be.
You're doing all right. You can file for that. Get a 1040 easy or what is it?
Something.
Yeah, I think that's the one you get to fill out until it gets more difficult.
I'll tell you this, though. Having little dependents sure helps come tax time.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I've thought about claiming one or two of your children this year. That raises the deductible right up, doesn't it?
Oh, my goodness. It sure does.
Yeah. You know, I didn't do as bad this year as I thought I would because I heard the horror stories of everyone saying, you know, oh, man. You know, maybe it was just because I already felt like I was already getting a raw deal on my taxes.
Right.
Actually, I thought it was better this year.
I'm definitely looking forward to not having that shared responsibility for not having health care insurance.
Yeah. Might be a push in the back there.
Yeah, it might be. The little elbow came out, the lean in. That's
1 minute remaining.
Well, I said it a few minutes ago, Jake, and the improvement from Evanston today versus when they played Kelly Walsh almost a month ago, March 22nd to today. There's so much you could say about, you know, lose 9-0 here today, lose 2-0. That's marked improvement. That's excellent, but that's a big
still
but.
lost.
Yeah, that's still
lost.
tough to lose this game.
Yeah, and especially at this point where you have 1 point on the season.
Right.
And you've pretty much already resided to the fact that you're number 7. You've got this team in front of you probably. You know, and I could very well see it being Rock Springs as well, because I think Kelly Walsh, you didn't see him. And maybe they show different. Obviously, they show different against Kelly Walsh, but this is the most complete team I've seen this year.
Is it?
It is.
Okay. Yeah, I mean they're very good, and there's been some shots that if they're a few inches one way or the other, this is a 4-0 game or a 5-0. I mean, Kelly Walsh has been on the attack. They've possessed the ball on their offensive half 90% of the game.
And that's the contest. 2-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Thank you to Peyton Cornea for taking over on that camera. Second half. We will take one break and close it out here at the Bear Meadows Park on mylocalradio.com.
You're watching a First Bank presentation of Red Devil Soccer on mylocalradio.com.
In business since 1936, Ellingford Brothers started with three brothers building bridges across Wyoming. Over the years, the company has expanded into different aspects tied to construction, including ready-mix, steel fabrication, heavy hauling, hotshot services, and crushers. Ellingford Brothers is reliable, honest, and offers competitive pricing. When it comes to all things construction, come to Ellingford Brothers in Evanston, Wyoming. Call today, 307-789-1515. If you're a person who enjoys comfort, affordability, and history, make sure you stay at the Best Western Dunmar Inn the next time you're in Evanston, Wyoming. In 1957, retired FBI agent Jack Dub Mills purchased the 17-unit motel referred to as the Oasis of the West that was frequented by stars like Dolly Parton and Tanya Tucker. Today, when you stay at the Best Western Dunmar Inn, you'll enjoy the history while you relax in one of the 165 ground-level rooms on 10 beautiful acres. Best Western Dunmar Inn. Reserve your rooms today, 307-789-3770.
Closing things out here from Bear Meadows. The girls lose 4-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy Board. Evanston drops to Kelly Walsh, 4-1 on the girls' side at Evanston City Field. We move back here to Bear Meadows, and a 2-0 victory by Kelly Walsh puts them 2-0 on the season over the Evanston Devils, and we're back on Tuesday, presumably at Evanston City Field, but I haven't heard a final word either way. We'll see what happens with that. But one way or another, we plan to bring these games to you. Ryan, thanks for joining me today on this broadcast, is helping us get on air in time for at least the second half of the first half. And if we're back here, we'll let you know. We'll be on 2 streams. If not, it'll be on 1 as always. That'll do it again. 2-0 the final on the Impact Physical Therapy Board. Kelly Walsh wins. For Ryan Steinekert, I'm Jake Hibbard. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Today's broadcast is a wholly owned production of Cook Brothers Broadcasting and Old West Media, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Today's executive producer is Val Cook. Sales manager is Julie Burley. Office manager Kayleen Anderson. Website manager Sean Hando. Production assistants Jordan Bowie and AJ Lamb. Thank you to all of our sponsors, and thank you for tuning in.